Hello, Jason. Hello, D. How D? Ha, ha, ha. We'll get started here in just a second.
The time is 7 p.m. This is the K5VZC repeater system.
There it is. I guess we'll get started. Uh-oh. Kevin was on, but now he's off. Hopefully he'll rejoin us. All right, good evening, everybody. This is K5KJZ. It's now time for the Canton Area Radio Emergency Services Monday Night Net. Name here is Randy. Located about 4 miles south of Canton off of 198. I'll be your net control for tonight's CARES net. CARES is the Canton Area Radio Emergency Services Radio Club. This net is held on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. local time on the K5VZC repeater system, located at 147.200 over in Wills Point, 444.975 over in Primrose, 442.875 over in Kaufman, and normally 444-800 over at the silo, but it's still here at the house getting a little extra work done to it. Oh, Gary, how's South Carolina? Or was it North Carolina? I forget. Which one is it? CARES Radio Club meets monthly on the third Wednesday, starting at 6:30 p.m., which just so happens to be next Wednesday, the 20th. That starts at 6:30 in the evening at the Van Zandt County Library. That's on FM 859. That's next to the Blackwell Historic Home. All interested parties are welcome to attend. North Carolina. I knew it was one of those. I was close. The purpose of this net is to build amateur radio use throughout Van Zandt County and Kaufman County by providing a venue for operators to become comfortable and proficient speaking over the airwaves, so that should an emergency arise, we'll be ready to help transmit and receive emergency messages. If at any time you have an emergency message, call in with break, and we'll take that call immediately. We'll take a short pause and see if there's any emergency traffic at this time. This is KD5KJZ, Benson, North Carolina. What bigger city is that closer to, Gary? One that I might recognize. Or from Texas. All right, hearing none, we'll go ahead and get started with our check-ins. When you check in, give me just your call sign slowly and phonetically, and we'll get you logged into the official log. This is KD5KJZ taking check-ins. Raleigh, okay. Glad you could join us this evening, Gary.
November 2, Tango, Golf, Mike.
What's he got going
Kilo,
on?
Juliet 5, Hotel, Tango, Oscar. Kilo, Juliet 5, Hotel, Charlie, Golf. Kilo, Charlie 5, Charlie, Mike, Bravo.
The other Gary won that one. That was a double.
Kilo, India 5, Bravo, Delta, India.
I will go ahead and take a short pause, and Net would like to recognize into TGM, KJ5HTO, KJ5HCG, KC5CMB, KI5BDI. Anybody else would like to get logged in here? Come now with your call sign, KD5KJZ.
Kilo Foxtrot 5, Victor Alpha Victor.
Kilo Julia 5, Quebec Yankee Delta.
Got you in there, Jason. Echo Link sounding pretty good for you this evening. Who else am I got? Yeah, I think we had another station in there. I did copy KI5QYD, but there was another station in there that didn't get any audio. If you want to try again, that'd be great. K5KJZ. Nada.
Kilo Foxtrot 5, Victor Alpha Victor.
Oh, sorry, Cody. Yeah, I got you. There was one other one right before you just now. Anybody else pick them up on a different repeater and can relay? All right, well, we'll circle back around. And when I call on you, if you would give us your name, approximate location, and any traffic you have for tonight's net and or announcements. We'll start at the top of the list with into TGM.
Hello, good evening. November 2 Tango Golf Mike. Name is Ken. Now I'm in downtown Athens, and I do have an announcement for you whenever you're ready.
All right, Ken. We'll circle back to you here in just a minute. KJ5HTO, your check-in, please, sir.
Good evening, everyone. It's KJ5HTO. Name is Matt. Located a couple miles east of Canton here at I-20 and 1255. I have no traffic. Back to that.
All right, good evening to you, Matt. Next on the list, KJ5HCG.
Howdy, folks. This is Charlie G. I am 10 miles south of Canton, Texas, 1 mile east. And it's off Highway 19. I have no traffic. Back to net control.
All right, Charlie G, good to hear you this evening. Next, we have KC5CMD.
Name is Gary. About 10 miles outside of town towards Maybank and Wise. No traffic for the net.
All right, Gary, thank you for checking in. And also thank you for filling in for me last week at the last moment. Appreciate that very much. Next on our list, KF5, VAV.
Howdy, everybody. This is Cody. QTH is a few miles south of there on the east end of Ben Wheeler in Van Zandt County. I do not have any traffic for the net. Back to you, sir. KFI VAB.
All right, thank you, Cody, for checking in. Appreciate that. And let's see, we had one more via Echo Link, I believe. KI5QYD.
This is KFI QD. My name is Jason. I live right outside of Cherry Oaks, Texas, inside Hennessy County, and no traffic but to net.
All right, Jason, good to hear you and glad to have you on the YouTube channel this evening. I think we may have one more. We'll try and see if there's anybody else who'd like to check in this evening. This is KD5KJZ.
Kilo India 5 Bravo Delta India. I think you skipped me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. Sorry about that, Kevin. That wasn't intentional. Go right ahead with your check-in, Mr. KI5BDI.
5 BDI, this is Kevin, 5 miles north of I-20 off Highway 19. I have a small piece of traffic.
All righty. Well, let's jump over there into TGM and pick up Ken's announcement. Go right ahead, Ken.
All right, thank you, Randy. Just wanted to pass along to your club that if anybody's interested in trying out C4 FM or Fusion, Cedar Creek just installed a new Fusion machine on the tower that our 900 machine is on. It is open to everybody. It is C4 FM. Antenna is about 200 foot, which is about half of what our other 2-meter machine is. And it's right now it's running about 25 watt. And I wish I could give you more information on it, but that would be up to KM5L. And you can probably catch him on our Rag Chew Thursday night if you have some questions on it. But like I said, we just installed it on 146.840. So if you're interested in experiencing that, it's there for you. And to TGM, back to net.
All right, Ken. Yeah, appreciate that information. Yeah, we're still working on getting ours placed in its permanent location. It's still up and running, but it's not ready for everybody to use just yet. Appreciate the information, Ken. Next, we'll slide over to KI5BDI and your small piece of traffic.
Hi, BDI, Kevin. I'm here this evening with my son-in-law, Gabe Wagner, who is interested in becoming licensed. And also, good news to you, Randy, he's interested in climbing the silo to help you out. He's chomping at the bit to go up there. So, yes, my daughter married Nut. KI5BDI back to net control.
All right, well, that's always good to hear. Sounds like he's already fallen on his head a few times. Just doesn't know it. Thank you, Kevin. All right, any additional check-ins for tonight? We'll pass it around one more time and then we'll get started. This is KD5KJZ.
Kilo 5 Foxtrot Lima Whiskey.
Got you in there, Nolan. Go right ahead with your check-in, please, sir.
Hello, that be in Wills Point, Texas, south of Wills Point. Traffic, that's net.
All right, Mr. Nolan, good to hear you. All right, I think that's about it for this evening. That's probably all we're going to have. So we'll go ahead and step back over to Mr. Kevin and see if he's got our cursory bad dad joke. Mr. Kevin, do you have such an item for us?
PDI. I'm going to let Gabe do tonight's bad dad joke.
What happens when you try to kick a volcano? Anybody have an answer?
Try to kick a volcano. What happens when you try to kick a volcano? I don't know. I hope somebody else got an answer. Anybody got an answer? What happens when you try to kick a volcano? No clue. Nope, that's not the right answer. No clue's not the right answer. IDK is not the right answer. I don't know. What happens when you try to kick a volcano? Anybody got a guess for us? All right, Gabe, I guess you're going to have to let us off the hook.
KF5BDI. The answer is Krakatoa.
Oh. That's happened too many times on the furniture. I don't need to kick a volcano. All right. Appreciate it, Mr. Kevin and Gabe. We'll just get right along over here to hopefully some questions that we might already know the answers to. It all happens to be in the form of antenna questions, different questions that we hopefully haven't had before. Now I'll go ahead and give you one more clue. These are all portable type antennas, not necessarily base antennas. So something that you might use if you're out doing POTA or just something out in the wilderness area, portable type antennas. First question, what type of portable antenna is made from a single vertical radiator and usually requires radial wires? What type of portable antenna is made from a single vertical radiator and usually requires radial wires? Anybody got an answer?
2TGM.
All right, Ken, go ahead, sir.
Well, that could be classified as an end-fed vertical, or in the case of a POTA operator at Cedar Hill, it could be considered a stop sign. 2TGM.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I guess if you clip on your ballon to a stop sign, that'll work just fine. But that's not really the answer they're looking for. Anybody else?
KF5BDI. Is an old jalopy with a really good set of tires?
It could be, but an old jalopy with a good set of tires might have a hole in its radiator. No, not what they're looking for. Anybody else?
KI5QRD.
Yeah, go right ahead, Jason. I bet you have an answer for us.
would say probably a spider beam.
Spider beam. No, not really what they're looking for either. Spider beam. The simple answer they're looking for is, possibly y'all are overthinking it, just a vertical antenna. Just a vertical antenna. This is K5KJZ and the Monday Night Cares Net. All right, here's question number 2. Which portable ham radio antenna is popular for field use because it can be suspended between trees with minimal equipment? Anybody got a guess? Gary, you're on track. Dipole.
KFIQID.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Jason. You got it, Gary. Quick on the draw.
I would say probably a window line or a window line.
No, not what they're looking for. Anybody else with a guess on that one?
Ken to TDF.
Yes, sir, Ken. Go right ahead.
Considering there's multiple tree antennas, I'll say an inverted V.
That would be a good one. But the simple answer they're looking for is just a dipole antenna. And I guess you could make an inverted V with a dipole easily enough. All right, question 3. Don't overthink it now. What portable antenna design uses a long wire fed at one end with an impedance transformer? I bet some of y'all have built some of these before. What portable antenna design uses a long wire fed at one end with an impedance transformer? Gary and Colton, y'all are both dead on. The good old end-fed half wave.
KJ5HTO.
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, I'm just going to jump out there with the end-fed half wave.
Yes, sir. That would be it. That's the one they are looking for, the end-fed half wave. Good job. All right, here's your next one. What does NVIS, November Victor India Sierra, stand for in portable antenna operation? Say again. NVIS, November
KJ5HTO.
Victor India Sierra. Yes, sir, Mr. Matt. See you, D.
Yeah, Randy, were you just asking what it stood for? Near vertical incident skywave.
Yep, that's all I was looking for, was just what does that acronym stand for? Near vertical incidence skywave. Sounds like a fancy word. Some kind of a fancy antenna. I don't know. I don't think so, though. All right, next one. Which portable antenna configuration is commonly used for HF operation from parks and summits because of its lightweight setup? Which portable antenna configuration is commonly used for HF operation from parks and summits because of its lightweight setup? Spool antenna. Yeah, those are cool. Not what they're looking for, though. It could be something
Kilo
very
Charlie
similar.
5, Charlie Mike Bravo.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gary. Go right ahead.
Would that again be an inset half wave?
Negative. No, sir. Not the answer they're looking for this time. Anybody else? All righty. Well, I'll give you this one. The answer they're looking for is a wire antenna supported by a telescoping mast. A wire antenna supported by a telescoping mast. That's all they were looking for. Here's the type of antenna that I've always wanted to build, but just never have. Seems to be just slightly out of reach. But what is the main advantage of a magnetic loop antenna for portable operations? What is the main advantage of a magnetic loop antenna for portable operations?
TGM.
3DRF. Interesting. Yes, sir, Ken. Go right ahead, sir.
I would venture to say it's compact size, but I'm not 100% sure of that.
Well, you might as well just be sure of it, because that is exactly what they were looking for. It's compact size. Good job, sir. All right, here's your next one. What type of antenna is often mounted on a vehicle for portable VHF and UHF operations? I'm hoping somebody's got an answer for that one.
KI5QLD.
Yes, sir, Jason. Go right ahead, sir. Big, long, whippy one.
I would
There you
say
go, Misty.
mules, antenna for local communications. That's it.
Yeah. That was kind of just a little bit longer answer, but yeah, that's all they're looking for is just a mobile whip antenna. A big, long, whippy one, I guess, as one of our YouTube described it. All right, this is K85KJ, seeing the Monday Night Cares Net. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. What is the common reason portable operators use antenna tuners in the field? What is a common reason portable operators use antenna tuners in the field?
KF5VAB.
All right, Cody, go right ahead, sir.
I do believe the answer is to make the radio think that the antenna that is hooked up to is resonating on the frequency frequency that it was stuck on using somewhat less than perfect antenna setup, I think. KF5 VAV.
Well, generically speaking, that is, for the most part, what their answer is. But more specifically, it is to match the antenna impedance to the radio for efficient transmission. So really all you're doing is matching the impedance of the antenna, because it may be, higher in most cases, and dropping it down to 50 ohms so the radio will transmit more efficiently. All right, y'all. Pretty good answers this evening. Hopefully everybody learned a little something, and get out there and play with your antennas. Just don't get caught. We'll start our checkout round. Start back at the top of the list with N2 TGM. Thank you for joining us, Ken.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all for being there, and it's been fun. Enjoyed it, and may very well see you on the 20th. N2 TGM 7-3. Back to that.
Yes, sir. Face-to-face QSO would be just fine. Hope to see you. Have a good evening, sir. Next on our list, KJ5HTO.
All right, Randy. Appreciate you running that tonight. Great job as always. Enjoyed the questions. So hope to see y'all next week on Wednesday. Looking forward to it. KJ5HTO. Back to that.
Yeah, don't let the factory smoke out. That's pretty bad. It's hard to get back in. All right, Mr. Matt, thank you for joining us this evening. Next on the list, Charlie G, KJ5HCG. Your checkout, please, Eric.
Yes, sir. Once again, appreciate you running that, Randy. Good job. Great questions, good answers. And I hope to see everybody on the 20th at Kevin's house, Kevin's place. And we'll have our meeting, I guess. And so I have nothing else. We are back to the net.
Better get clarification, Mr. KI5BDI. I thought we were meeting at your house next month, not this month. Is that true or false?
5BDI. No, it's May. They're voting in May at the library. So next week we are meeting at our garage.
All right. Well, Ken, if you're still on, location for this month's meeting has changed to Mr. Kevin's garage. Let me know if you need that address. You've got my email. I'd be more than happy to share it with you. Thank you, Kevin, for that clarification. All right, next on the checkout list, KC5CMB.
Thank you for running the net. Good as usual. Great questions. Learned a few things. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gary. And Mr. Kevin, I guess I need your official checkout now, KI5BDI.
KL5BDI. Thanks for running the net, Randy. Great questions, and see you guys soon. Back to net.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Gabe. Good to hear you. Next on the list, KI5QYD. Good to see you in here, Gary. Drop in anytime, man.
KI5QYD. Thank you for running the net, and thank you for helping me get my echoing how it's supposed to. And I'll probably be back on next week. Back to net. This is KI5QYD. I'll be through.
All right, Jason, good to hear you, sir. And also good to see you in the YouTube chat. Next on the list, KF5 VAV.
Thank you for running on that, Randy. And yeah, your answer is better than mine. That makes that sound a lot more professional. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Glad to hear you. Thanks for running that, and have a great week. I'll see y'all next week on the Wednesday at Kevin's place. I'll do my best to remember. Got it on the calendar now. KF5 VAV quick.
All right, Cody. Yeah, you miss one thing, and then you just never hear the end of it. Hope to see you there, sir. And we'll see you and Mr. Kevin this week for the board meeting. Thanks for checking in with us. Next, and definitely not last, Mr. KJ5FLW.
I appreciate you running that, Randy. Enjoyed the questions. I learned a little something. I hope everybody have a good rest of the week. KJ5FLW. Be back to next clip.
All righty. I think that's everybody. Well, I do believe we covered everybody. If I missed someone, I apologize. But anyway, everybody have a good week. And we'll hopefully see everybody and hear everybody on the radio next Monday. This is KD5 KJZ, closing the CARES net. Returning the repeater back to normal amateur use. Carry on. All right, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for checking in. Good to see all of y'all. Y'all have a good one. And Misty, go get some sleep or some rest at nighttime there in Ireland. Y'all have a good evening.